What's up guys, I'm watching another video. I am showing you some ramp rushing tips that will help you get to high ground or protect yourself while trying to rush somebody. These tips are going to be pretty easy. They're not going to be super difficult like a double ramp rush, and they're going to be on console and PC. If you're on PC, it's obviously going to be easier, but with Builder Pro on console, you should be pretty fine. And even if you can't use Builder Pro, to learn how to use it, trust me, it'll help. Even if you're bad at it, I was really bad at it at the beginning. I did not know how to use it. And I kept going back to Combat Pro until eventually I was like, alright, Builder Pro is going to help me in the long run, so I'm just going to use it. So, yeah, once I got to do it with Builder Pro, it's a lot easier to be able to build like I was in Combat Pro. So, I would suggest Builder Pro, but you can't do this in Combat Pro, or I guess any other control. But this is going to be a Builder Pro tutorial. In a sense, I guess. But the first one I'm going to show you is how to get to high ground. This way is pretty difficult because you have to time it perfectly. I was trying this and you have to time this so well, it's a little insane. You have to make a pyramid, make a stair, a stair is built under that, and then make another pyramid on top. And you're going to need to jump from this pyramid onto this one, but while you're sprinting, it's difficult. You can do this without sprinting and maybe you can still get the high ground over someone who's say, building the opposite way towards you with just, you know, a normal one stair build doing this. Instead, you'd be doing this, which is more difficult, but as long as you can practice it and pull it off, then you'll be fine. And even if you're not sprinting, you might be able to still beat them just because how high you can get out of this. But I'm going to show you ball sprinting how to do it. And yeah, practice this not sprinting and then start to go into sprinting with it. And, you know, do different variations. Like, if you can't do it yet, maybe try strafing on it. Kind of like, you know, like this or something while you're doing it. So you go a little bit slower, but you're still sprinting a little bit. So, let's get into it right now. That can happen with the new update. It pushes you under. Say you're about to jump through a wall and you're in the middle of it and someone builds it, you get pushed out of it. So with this new thing, that can happen, which is honestly pretty annoying and kind of subsides this this build a little bit. So you see how perfectly you do it. You also need to pre-put your ramp before you jump, if you can, so that it makes it a little easier. You kind of want to spam the buttons. Whoa, what? Well, okay, what was that? Okay, now the game kind of screwed me there. But yeah, you get to high ground way faster than someone who's building just a normal ramp up like this. But on to technique 2. Alright guys, this is the final technique. This technique is really easy, especially if you're on Builder Pro and on PC. It's just the ramp wall. And this can save you way more than the double ramp. Because the double ramp, it's easy. But the thing about it is, if someone has a gun, they can easily shoot one of your ramps and then shoot the other one while you're going towards them. While on this one, while you're building, get a little bit more wood. While you're building, you'll be building ramps, and someone's gonna be shooting at your wall. And while they're shooting at it, even if they destroy it, it doesn't look like it here. But when you build this wall right here, it blocks that ramp so that they can't even get to that ramp if they wanted to. So when they're shooting that wall, once you build the next wall ramp, then they'll start shooting at that wall automatically because it'll be blocking that one. Which is why it makes it like an infinite horror for them while you're rushing them, because they can't take down your base unless they, you know, have an RPG or an explosive, you know, they can take it out easy, or maybe an SMG if they're close up. So yeah, it's really easy too. It's not as easy as the ramp, but it's, you know, just a tiny bit harder. It's not really hard at all though. And we're gonna be on to the third technique right now. Let's get right into it. It goes along with that, except it adds an extra layer, and it's a little bit more difficult. I'm gonna eat some cake because I'm a little tired. Alright. It's a little bit more difficult, but it's not that difficult. You're gonna need to build a ramp, and then you're gonna want to jump, place a floor, then a ramp, then a wall. Floor, ramp, wall. You're gonna want to jump before or while you're building the floor. So I'll show you in real motion now. That can be dangerous. If you're playing on you're playing on the controller, then this can be bad because even when I'm spamming or double clicking, it still doesn't place. That's why that didn't place. The wall didn't place there. This can be really risky. You also want to make sure that you're not, you know, with the new update pushing you, you're not doing it too fast, and that you'll actually be able to make it. Now the problem with this is you're gonna be looking down. There's like no real way to do it besides looking down, because you know you can just with this you can just look forward and you'll be fine. But with this you have to look down, or at least on the edge of this floor, or else the ramp will place like this. As you can see, I'm gonna take out the ramp. You see my crosshair? It's going, and then right when it gets off to the edge, it goes in front. So you're gonna need to be looking down, which is the only bad part about this. Place your ramp. I would suggest pushing back. As you can see, I'm going a little slower after I place my floor, and then I jump. And when I jump, I hold back, so that when I jump forward, I'm holding back, so I don't go flying like that. I instead go flying like this, and it kind of stops me, so I can land right in the right spot in my stair. As you can see. That was almost my head. Alright. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed that video. If it did help you, make sure to leave a like. If it didn't, then, you know, I don't know, I mean, you leave a dislike, I guess. But this should help you if you don't know these tips. The pyramid one to get high ground is kind of new, so hopefully that one helped you if you know the other two. But, and I'll see you in the next one.